It's Week 13 of the National Football League. And up next, it's Bo Nix. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Broncos and the Raiders, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the capital city of Colorado. Welcome to Denver and Empower Field at Mile High. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe.
Here's the veteran Will Lutz to get us going. And off we go from Denver. Jaxson now to return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They're led out by their rookie quarterback out of Ole Miss.
It's not often that you can win by multiple scores in the NFL, so you got to imagine they're coming into this week's game with a lot of confidence. They were able to put together a pretty well-rounded performance in all three phases last week. So, again, can they build off that? Can they continue to grow as an entire team? Because offense, defense, and solid contribution from their special teams, they showed last week, and going forward, this is going to be a hard team to beat.
Here's carry number 1 for the former Bulldog, Zamir White. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Last week, when you go back and watch and study this tape, Mike, the problem is at the quarterback position, you need to be a difference maker. Last week, they were trying to overcome his poor performance, and you're just not going to be able to do that week in and week out at this level. Your quarterback has to be a driving force. He has to be a productive player within your system. And when you turn the ball over the way he did last week and not really lead to any points or any real sustained success on offense, that is a hard combination if you expect to win. So they're going to need more production, they're going to need more touchdowns, and they're going to need less turnovers. It's asking a lot. It's a big change from last week, but without it, I don't know if they can expect the results to ever change.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Now 3rd and 5.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Broncos.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Dulcich now brought in motion. On the carry, it's Williams. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
It's a pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
It's another run here for Williams. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Robert Spillane spills him there. 3rd down, 3 to go. They'll try to run for it with Williams.
Javonte Williams, the ball carrier. Tackle made at his 48-yard line. A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one. Here's 1st and 10. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. They get the big tackle out of UCLA, Colton Miller there. A run up the middle with Warren. And he'll take this up to the 48-yard line. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Here's a 2nd and 12. Once again, it's Warren. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Back to throw. He'll try to hit him with a screen. That screen goes for 12, and that's a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
The give to White. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Denver. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick 6 to make it a 6-0 lead.
And Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick 6.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He gets it to go, and the Broncos will take a 7-0 lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. On the return is Dylan Laube. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll run, and this is Dylan Laube. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as the tackle's made just shy of the 40.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
First down throw there is incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks, and at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On the ground, here's Laube. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Third down and 9. They'll throw out of the gun. He's got his man complete to Jaxson. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Raider first down. The motion man is Jaxson. Here comes Laube. And he'll get 6 on this one, moving it inside the 40-yard line. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll give it again to Laube. And he'll be near the first down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. Trying to get to the edge. He will not get there. As a matter of fact, he was taken down behind the line. And that brings up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, on comes Daniel Carlson for the Raiders field goal. This one from 54 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good. And they are not able to draw closer.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Broncos offense ready to see what they can do. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. It is brought in by Josh Reynolds. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Now see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
At the Raiders' 23-yard line.
Play action now. It's Nix. He'll get that to Javonte Williams. And he's going to be taken down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. The kick is good. And the Broncos move out on top, 14-0. So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away. Jaxson now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play. There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
So they'll talk over what to do on this third down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back in Denver in just a moment. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. He connects with the open man. That's Myers. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
A give, and here's Laube. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly, and here comes third down. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down?
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Broncos offense, and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter. Looking to run away with this one before halftime. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain a couple. Second down and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
They'll go play action with Nix. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Now, following the play, we're going to get a stoppage. There's an injured Bronco. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This fielded inside the 35. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. First and 10 now from the 36. A quick throw here on the RPO. It's caught by Jaxson.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
Michael Mayer, the tight end, was targeted with that one. And it's going to bring up a third down. In motion is Myers. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The Broncos offense ready to get back at it. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And the drive begins with a run by Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
At the 20-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. He'll take a shot with Mims. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
10 yards to go.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
Here's a handoff to Williams. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Williams. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
5-yard gain on the play. And the Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Nix to throw. He's got it to the tight end, Dulcich. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Now a 3rd and 2. A give, and here comes Williams. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Denver 1st down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 28-yard line.
Reynolds is the motion man here. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
There's a ton of time left in this game. They don't need to feel like this is desperation mode, but they do feel the urgency to get stops, and that sack's going to go a long way to getting them off the field here. Continue to come away giving up no points, give the ball back to your offense, and see if they can start chipping away.
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Good drive so far, but this is a big hurdle. It is 3rd and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he'll only be able to get to the 7-yard line. So good work by the defense. It sets up 4th down.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force 4th down.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now they'll set up to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. In motion is Myers. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Nix. He finds his tight end, Dulcich. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. 2nd and a yard. They send Sutton in motion. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They run over center with Williams. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they move the chains on 3rd down.
That's good for a Denver Broncos.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire 1st half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
Nix now on 1st and 10. Got it into the hands of Mims. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 23-yard line.
This one taken in by Reynolds. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the 1st down.
3rd down.
Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number one. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. To throw is Nix. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Broncos going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Strong. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A pickup there of 28 yards.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number one. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Finding his tight end, Mayer. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. He's got the tight end, Mayer. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This a 44-yard attempt. He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Raiders are on the board just before halftime.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. It's another run here for Williams. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we come to halftime here in Denver, and the Broncos are out in front as we send you to Orlando. Going to check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was the Cowboys who get the win at home. Dak Prescott leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. From there, let's head to New Jersey. The Jets at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Jordan Travis strong in the victory as his guys move to 9-3 now on the year. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Josh Allen, terrific in the victory as his guys move their record to 9-4 on the year. We just watched a fine first half from the man from Oregon, Bo Nix. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Javonte Williams heading out with the Broncos for their next drive. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams.
Javonte Williams, the ball carrier. Trayvon Merrick on the tackle.
Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
And 3 at the 47-yard line.
On the ground, this is Williams. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Nix. To the outside, hauled in by Sutton. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Throwing, Nix. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
On the give, it's Williams. And he will score. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Denver.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Makes the score. Broncos 47, Raiders 3.
So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this 2nd half. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. It's a pickup of about 3 to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
They'll look to throw. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Raiders send their punt team out, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. To return, it's Mims, and he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Broncos offense and Javonte Williams getting set for this next possession. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Reynolds is the motion man here. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Here's a 2nd and 9. It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play. 3rd and a yard.
3rd and 1.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. Got his man at the 6. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll run. It's Williams. And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. Now it is 1st and goal. On the bootleg, it's Nix. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Pretty evident that the defense is just giving no time of day to any run actions. They are playing pass all the way, and he can continue to give as many play action fakes as he wants. It hasn't affected anybody, and in this case, it results in a sack.
Play action now. It's Nix. He connects with Mims.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
He is in. Josh Reynolds. Touchdown, Broncos.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos will add one more onto their big lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Laube now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They'll start out first down and 10. Here's a handoff to Warren. He'll move this one ahead to the 31-yard line. Patrick Surtain makes the tackle. Now, faking the give. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
The Raiders have their punt team out there as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll go left side here and complete this one. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll go with Williams. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give them 6 on that play. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Nix to throw. Here's a screen set up to Williams. They were not fooled on defense. Saw the screen from the start. It'll be a loss of yardage on the play.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays. And frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. A run up the middle with Warren. And a nice gain there on first down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. Here's 2nd and 2. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense. Automatic first down.
Here's 1st and 10. A throw to the right flat. It is caught. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
He's going to tuck it and go. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Offside. Defense. Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down.
And 5 yards to go.
Trying the left side, here's White. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
The motion man is Jaxson. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. He's got his man complete to Jaxson. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. To the air now on 1st and 10. Here's a screen set up for Warren. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a 1st down.
A gain of 15. 1st down, Raiders.
Now they'll set up to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete. Now a timeout called by the defense. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Off-balance throw. It's complete.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush, and it will lead to a turnover on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll go again with Williams. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
A loss of
You have to
1.
wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. The Broncos bringing out their punter, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. That's fielded at about the 18. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. From out of the gun, he'll throw. Now he'll run it.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
That's a short one, caught by Bowers. They'll get 19 out of that play. First down, Vegas.
A gain of 19 yards. First down, Raiders.
He'll drop to throw. Finding his tight end, Mayer. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
A gain of 12. First down, Las Vegas.
Back to throw. A quick slant into the hands of Jaxson. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
To number 88. It's a gain of 20. And the Raiders first down.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Now Warren.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
On the give, it's White. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a first and goal as strong running takes them down to the 9.
First down, Las Vegas.
Here's Warren. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Offense.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Here now, second down and goal. On the handoff, this is Warren. And he'll be taken down, but now a long way to go on third and goal. They'll run. It's Warren. And good work there by the defense. They stop him at the 9 to force fourth down.
A 7-yard gain brings up fourth down and goal.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Vegas. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. And give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are able to cut into the deficit. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Got it into the hands of Mims. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
And that throw just seems like the cherry on top of what has been an incredible day for this quarterback. And I wouldn't be surprised here late if we get to see the backup after this drive. And there's one guy in the stadium that has earned the right to stand on the sideline and relax. It's this quarterback.
You have a tight end motioning left here. A give, and here comes Williams. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 50-yard line.
It's another run here for Williams. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Infraction. Defense.
Still 3rd down.
Penalty yardage made this much easier to convert. They now face 3rd and 2. On the option, here's Williams. He's going nowhere. That call, not the right one. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
Nick's going to throw for it. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 19 yards as they get the 4th down conversion.
4th and short. Initially, you could tell he's just trying to get this ball out of his hand quickly, just enough to move the chains. Defense did a good job taking his reads away, so he turns into a runner, puts his head down, picks up the 1st down, and keeps this drive alive. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
At the 20-yard line.
Reynolds is the motion man here. They run on the jet sweep. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the 1st down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that gain.
They'll try to pick this up with a jet sweep. And he's in! Josh Reynolds! Touchdown, Denver! That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Broncos stretch things out even further. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Jaxson now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. They'll look to throw. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. On fourth down, out comes the punter. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense getting set to get back to work, and they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Brings up second and 7.
On second down, a run with Williams. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9.
So this will wind up a win for the Broncos. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rivals for the second time this year. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Broncos are winners. As we say, so long from Denver.